Russia has warned the United Kingdom that it's playing with fire and will be sorry of allegations Moscow was responsible for a nerve agent attack on British soil in a heated Security Council meeting. Russia's envoy referred to the claims as the theatre of the absurd and questioned why the British couldn't concoct a better fake story.
But the UK's ambassador stood firm, explaining why they had concluded Russia's responsibility in the attack on a former Russian spy and his daughter in Salisbury in the UK on the 4th of March.
Russia questioned the timing of the attack 8 years after the victim, a former Russian spy, Sergei Skripal, was released in a spy swap with Britain and weeks before the Russian presidential election and the upcoming Soccer World Cup.
We have told our British colleagues that you're playing with fire and you'll be sorry. Because it's one thing to put forward unsubstantiated accusations, and it's quite different to start speaking using professional terms, which means not simply who will speak loudest in diplomacy, but it requires clear answers to very specific, substantial questions.
This was political or diplomatic theatre at its best. No real outcome was expected, except the trading of barbs by those who support the British position, those who don't, and those who don't necessarily want to pick a side as yet. The Organisation for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons in The Hague is conducting an independent probe into the origins of the nerve agent used in the attack, and that report will inform next steps the Council might or might not take, given Russia's veto power. Russia accused the British of tactics similar to that of Adolf Hitler's propaganda chief.
This is all using the method of Dr. Goebbels. Lies that are repeated 1,000 times become the truth.
The UK ambassador responded by saying she'd stick to the facts.
The second reason that helped us come to our conclusion was the knowledge that Russia has produced this nerve agent within the 10 years and remains capable of doing so. And as the Prime Minister made clear in the British Parliament, we know that the Russian state has investigated ways of assassination through the use of nerve agents. The third reason is Russia's record of conducting state-sponsored assassinations, and I don't want to detain the Council, Mr. President, by going through a long list, but I can provide examples if anyone would like to hear them.
She also clarified their conclusion that the Russian state was highly likely the guilty party.
We use this phrase because under the British system, only a court can finally determine culpability. So the use of the phrase highly likely is a reflection of our judicial process and should not be construed as casting doubt whatsoever on the likelihood of Russia being responsible.
She warned that Russia was playing fast and loose with the collective security of the international community, particularly as it relates to the use of weapons of mass destruction. Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.